don't you cry for me.
The Reckless Ray. The Reckless Power Hour. Power Hour.
Can you feel it, Augie? There's electricity in the air. We're on the cusp of a whole new world. It's nearly orgasmic. Oh, who am I kidding? I've been packing a chub since seeing the latest numbers out of the blue wall.
Yeah, or terrifying, bleak, unspeakable doom ahead. Either way, I suppose.
For Christ's sake, Augie, thought I told you to quit doom scrolling and stick with me. I'll take you to the other side. Together, we'll take over the deepest and darkest holes of the online world. Everything we've always wanted.
Real dream come true.
You're bringing me down, man. And dare I say, so much so, I'm now asking where the hell is Sephora at? I mean, the biggest night of the year only happens every 4 years, and the week before it all goes down, she's missing in action? What the hell? I mean, I can understand why she's likely under a rock somewhere right now, but still, this is a professional show and we have a responsibility to be on the air reporting it all.
The last time, I don't know where she's been, Ray. I called her, but she hasn't been answering. I'm actually starting to get a little worried.
I'm sure she's fine.
It's been almost a week and no one has seen her. Not her family, friends, local baristas, not anyone.
We each cope in our own way, Augie.
Yeah, but this isn't like her. I really think we ought to reach out to the police or something.
Hold the phone, Augie. I'm back. I just heard the most shocking thing. It's gonna change everything. The world, even.
Oh, look who finally decided to show up. 1 week without a word, missing shows MIA. Don't think for a second you'll be getting paid for that little disappearing act of yours.
Sephora, where have you been? You had us, or at least me, starting to get concerned.
Hiding under a rock, no doubt.
California, doing some investigative journalism. And what I've uncovered will go down in the annals of all time as being one of the most explosive stories ever. Well, at least as it relates to Ray and his dozens of followers.
What in the hell is investigative journalism? Is this one of those weird Japanese Asian things? Like the Japarazzi?
No, Ray. It's about discovering the truth, untangling fact from fiction and reporting reality. Something I wouldn't have guessed you know anything about.
Oh, you mean boring. Got it.
Trust me, this isn't gonna be boring.
People want hearsay, innuendos, and gossip. And that's all they want. It's an entertainment kind of world now, honey, and no amount of righteous reporting or virtual signaling will change that. We create our own reality now, and the quicker you fall in line, the better.
Maybe, Ray, but not for you. Not anymore.
Am I supposed to be scared?
You should be, because I have indisputable evidence that it's gonna blow up your whole world. You remember a place called Sunnydale, California, Ray? Good old Sunnydale,
What did you say?
Sunnydale, California, Ray. Ever been?
You were in California? Is that anywhere around Bakersfield?
Actually, yes. In fact, my trip started there. I had heard rumors Kelly, your old co-host, had started investigating Ray's past when she moved out there, and there were whispers she had developed some intriguing leads.
Kelly? You saw her? Did she mention me?
Oh, for Christ's sake, Augie, give it up. Stop mailing her postcards. Girl can only take so much hand-holding. Your endless tales of sadness were taking a toll. But that's all beside the point. So I ask you again, Ray. Do you remember Sunnydale?
I'm not familiar.
Why, Ray, you look like someone just walked right over your grave.
Whoa, this is big. The last time I saw Ray turn this way, he was in cardiac arrest. He was either about to die on his feet or you touched a nerve.
I made it to Sunnydale and started asking some questions.
Your point being?
Well, let's just say a name I had not ever heard before kept coming up. Ricky. Everyone I talked to kept mentioning this Ricky. Oh yeah, I remember. Ravishing Ricky, they'd say.
Ravishing Ricky?
You, sure you never heard of him, Ray?
Nope.
Interesting, because not only did I learn who this Ricky is, but I have the evidence to prove it.
Do you?
Right here.
Is that a cassette tape? It's on the tape?
You want to come clean now or after, Ray? Either way, I'm playing the tape live on the air.
So what? You think this will change anything? You think it'll mean anything to anyone? People don't care about reality anymore. As long as they hear what they want to hear and it fits with their own beliefs, it doesn't matter.
What the hell is on the tape?
Seems our man, Reckless Ray, wasn't always the right-wing, angry crackpot he portrays himself to be.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that before Ray concocted this little angry the sky is falling shtick of his, he was known as Ravishing Ricky, an up-and-coming DJ in the Sunnydale area, filling the 9 to 12 slot in Greater LA. on the night flight, espousing his strong support for Dukakis and bantering about the love of his life, Bonnie.
No, I've known Ray for 20 years. He's as bitter as they get. I don't believe it. And Ray in love? No way.
Hear for yourself. But be forewarned, Augie. It gets weird. Really weird. And I got hours of this stuff. This is just one tape.
Play it.
Oh, Bannerama, it is never a cruel summer with you. That's right. I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, right here, Sunnydale, live on air with you every night. You got Ravishing Ricky D coming at you on the night flight. So let's just sit back, unwind, and play the tracks of our lives and dish a bit. Give Ricky a call. I know you know the number. I love you, my eternal flames of the airwaves. And oh, did you hear this? Just hot off the press. Ouch, sizzling. The word out there is Michael D himself, the Big Dukakis, is throwing his hat in the ring for 88. And I think it's gonna be a blowout, I really, really do. This young man has it all. But we'll get to more of that in a minute, because right now, we're nearing midnight, and you know what that means. That's right, we're entering the danger zone. Ike Tyne Loggins took flight from that duo and spread his own wings to rock our world, mind, body, and soul. Now give it to me, Kenny. I'll catch you, my lovelies, on the flip side.
What the was that?
It was proof that Ray
I
here
get
is.
all that, but honestly, like, what the was that?
So it's out there now. You finally unearthed Ricky. Well, I suppose it had to come out sometime. I always just assumed I'd be dead. But such is life, I suppose.
So, you're admitting it was you. All of it? The 80s Beat Boy swagger, the ripped denim vest, coiffed mullet cut, even the praise of Dukakis?
I'll say that it's not true.
What do you mean it's not true? Are you admitting it or not? Sounds like you're admitting it.
Yeah, he's doing that double negative thing where he thinks that he's throwing off listeners.
I know what he's doing, Augie. Stop mansplaining. Now, are you admitting it or not?
I'm not saying it was not me.
Oh, just say it.
Fine, it was me. Was Ravishing Ricky D.
I knew it.
But as I said, this won't change anything. Do you think people care, honestly? Tomorrow I'll say it wasn't true, and the people will believe it. Or I'll say I was set up, or that it was all the Mexicans' fault. Don't you get it? It doesn't matter what I say, what I was, what I do. No one cares.
Hell with all that. I just want to know this. Your whole life story, everything you've ever told me, was that all a lie? I met your parents. You actually do come from a billionaire family. I saw the private jet. That can't be made up. Was any of it true?
One must always remember, Augie, it's not a lie if you believe
Oh,
it.
quit the bullshit and just tell the story.
In good time, all in good time. But I warn you, this is a tale of darkness, heartbreak, and despair.
Look, are you gonna tell us or not?
Yes.
So you really were an 80s DJ known as Ravishing Ricky?
It was 1986 and I was looking to break free from the overbearing weight and pressure of my New York City upbringing. I wanted to break out, make my mark on the world, not be stuck in boardrooms all day talking money.
So your way to achieve this was to be a cheesy DJ on the West Coast.
Oh, the freedom, Augie. I knew the very first time I let my hair grow over my ears and put on that jean vest, a whole new world had opened up to me. An exciting world full of possibility and intrigue. I was tired of the Alex P. Keaton crowd and I found myself craving a bigger mark on the world.
And DJing was it? Kind of seems like you could have gone a few different directions with your family wealth.
It was the 80s, Augie, before you could just be rich and do a sex tape to make it.
I know, but disc jockey, really?
Do you want to hear the story or not?
Sorry, go on.
So, I took a chance and moved cross country to the West Coast. Fell in with the Sunset Strip crowd.
Really, the hair metal scene, huh? That'd be pretty cool. Whiskey Go-Go, the crew, Appetite hitting the airwaves.
Nope, those guys were a bit tough edge for me at the time. I really found my niche more in the cutting crew Corey Hart and Eurythmics world.
But how did you become Ravishing Ricky?
As I was saying, I moved cross country to break free of my overbearing parents and make a name for myself. Become independent.
Blah, blah, blah. How did you become Ravishing Ricky?
Well, like anyone in the entertainment industry, I asked my rich and famous daddy to make some calls and they put me on the air, no questions asked. By that time, I had already developed the character and learned how to play to the audience. So there. Now you know. It's all out there.
Wait a minute, are you kidding? That tells us nothing. How do you go from Ravishing Ricky to, the crazy asshole you are today?
Oh, that's where Bonnie comes in.
Who's Bonnie?
Oh, I know it may be hard to believe, but Bonnie was, at the time, the love of my life. I'd met her on one of my first nights on the strip. She was young, idealistic, and sporting a Madonna getup that made my knees shake. We hit it off immediately, bonding over our love of Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Both the song and the movie.
Okay. They're definitely getting stranger, but that doesn't quite explain the, let's call it, transformation. How do you go from Ravishing Ricky on the night flight to a bitter old man lying to people every day?
That, my friend, can probably be traced back to the Muffin Man.
The Muffin Man?
The Muffin Man.
The one who lives on Dreary Lane?
Like from the children's story?
No, I'm referring to the periodontist from Riverdale who was putting it to my girl Bonnie every night while I was on the airways trying to bring a little fucking joy to the world. Turns out Bonnie and her Muffin Man, Ray, knew all about my trust fund back east and had been stringing me along the whole time. When she learned I had relinquished control of the money when I left for LA, they called into the night flight live on the air, mind you, just banging away, and broke the news she never really loved me.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, me on the air talking about my planned proposal and how much I loved my girl, and them just pounding away over and over again. I could still hear the squeaking sometimes. I still can't bring myself to sleep in a real bed.
The beanbag.
Yes, Augie, the beanbag.
It's all starting to make sense.
Well, that's when the psychiatrist said I had my first real on-air meltdown, losing touch with reality. I think at the time they used to just call it snapping.
What happened?
I locked myself in the studio and played Total Eclipse of the Heart 42 times straight, repeating Bonnie is a whore over and over and over again. Bonnie is a whore. Bonnie is a whore. Bonnie is a whore. Eventually the fire department broke down the door and they had to haul me out kicking and screaming.
So, that must be the infamous breakdown of Valentine's Day night 87 everyone was talking about.
I don't know. I don't really remember any of it.
But I don't get it, Ray. All of this happened in 87. Where did you go?
I'll admit I was hurt, but I wasn't gonna get knocked out. Not yet, anyway. I was determined to pick myself up again. But the anger and resentment, it was building. Of that, I'm sure.
What did you do next?
So I knocked around from place to place, trying to recapture my juju. Tried my hand at a few different things. In fact, now that this whole story's out there, I suppose there's no sense in hiding these any longer. I have a few tapes of my own here. Give me a moment. Well, as I said, I bounced around, but I knew I wanted to entertain still. Bring people joy. First was the Love Boat singer on the Starship Cruise Line. The Love Boat promises something for everyone. Yeah, swing it. Excuse me. No improvisations. I spent a little time trying my hand at jazz piano. Oh, the bubble bath is drawn, and you're in luck. The lights down low, 'cause it's time to... Excuse me. Too sexual. Scatted as a background singer for Tom Waits for a bit. Learned a lot. Yeah, boom, ba. Excuse me. Just sing it as written. Even tried lending my smooth baritone vocals to some narration for animal films. The hungry lioness sees the gazelle, and the race is on. Rawr! This dumb elephant, look at him, he's just looking, watching, doing nothing.
Stick to the script, please. Stick to the script.
Script is horse shit. Apparently they decided to go another route. Some David Attenborough fellow, whoever the hell that is. By the early 90s, I was trying to make a go of it as a club DJ. But by that time, the music was changing, Augie. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch were taking hold, and I just didn't know how to adjust. Eventually, I went off the grid for a while, moved to Compton, fell in with a rough crowd, started gangbanging. Typical stuff, really. Though I did meet a nice kid, used to just always call him Easy. Name started with an E, I think. Talented son of a bitch.
So you stuck with the entertainment thing the whole time.
It's where my heart was, Augie. But there was anger growing, and eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. By this point, the miserable grunge bastards were on the scene, and I was becoming more and more disillusioned. One night up in Seattle, I slapped a drug-addled Courtney Love. A psychiatrist would later say that was my second break from reality. So, I did what any person in my position would do. I went underground and gave up my dream of becoming an entertainer. There just wasn't a world anymore where I could bring people some music and happiness. And oh, it changed me. Made me meaner, uglier.
So that's why Megan Kelly goes around telling everyone to f*** off on her radio show now. Her brain just snapped.
Exactly.
That still leaves a pretty big gap. What were you doing the whole time?
Suppose you could say I was running away, Augie.
No, literally, what the hell were you doing before you re-emerged as the, let's call it, shock jock that you are today?
Mostly tried to avoid the public. Did a little stint as vice principal in Santa Monica.
You were a vice principal.
Yeah, imagine that. The kids love me too. All except this little pissant named S. Miller. Used to cry every day because the Latinos gave him a hard time. Just a baby. Sometimes I'd flip the bigger ones a few pesos to give him a good beating while I looked the other way. Well, eventually they found out I had no credentials and I got out of that game and got into the editing and publishing world. Even did a brief stint in the movie industry. Ha! I'll tell you, it was fun to reject others for once. This dumb son of a bitch, S. Bannon, used to submit scripts all the time, every other day. Just a complete hack. We rejected him every time.
What?
Finally, I settled in selling clothes at the Gap, angry and disgusted with the way life had treated me. Started taking out on the people around me. You know, I still remember this dork came into the store one day. Real bozo. Chinos, loafers, big coiffed hair. Kind of rich, privileged asshole you just want to punch in the face, right? You know the kind I'm talking about, right, Augie?
Yeah, I do know the kind.
Well, he comes in the store one day whining about something or another. Got this real petulant look on his face. So I suggested he wear a bow tie. Make him look like a bigger dick, you know? Carson or Carlton, I think that was his name.
My God! It's like he was the f***ing evil Forrest Gump of the 90s.
No, I don't believe any of it. There's something to all this yet, a twist.
Hand to God, Augie. Anywho, I just kept bouncing around from place to place, striving to put right what once went wrong, and hoping each time the next leap would be the leap home.
Okay, I knew it. Now you're just quoting the intro to Quantum Leap, making shit up again.
You know, it's so second nature to me, I don't even know when I'm lying anymore. The lies just come out of me. Which brings me back to my original point. None of this means shit. Because if I learned anything through it all, it's that life sucks and then you die, Augie. People are idiots and they believe whatever you tell them. And if you're richer in entertainment, they believe you even more. It doesn't matter what it is, say it enough times and then they buy it.
He's right, doesn't matter. It's hopeless.
No! Don't you see, Ray? Don't you see this whole story? All of it? All the things in your life? They don't have to be this way. You don't have to be this way. You don't need to be angry all the time. It's a choice. Stop telling people they need to be angry all the time. You have a choice. Sure, life's tough. It's tough for everyone. But that doesn't mean we give up. Stop trying. It's not about how hard you can get hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Wow, Rocky, I'm impressed. Though I'd probably have stuck to the first four. Maybe a little Eye of the Tiger from 3, or if you can change, I can change, everyone can change from the famous showdown with the Soviets, but since, we're kind of doing the 80s thing here.
Not the time, Augie. Not the time.
Fair enough, but what are you saying, Sephora? You really think Ray is gonna change?
I'm saying that there's good in him yet, Augie. I can feel it. There's good in you, Ray. There's good in people.
Nah, I've looked him in the eyes before. He's pure evil. Well, that and usually some form of amphetamines.
No, I won't believe it. And I'm gonna prove it. Remember the vest, Ray? The jean vest? Acid washed?
No.
Look at it.
It's too late for me now. But just once, let me put it on and see it with my own eyes. This is Ravishing Ricky, coming at you live on the night flight.
You have the power, Ray. We all do. We don't need to keep going down this road. It's not you. It's not us. So, come Tuesday, alone in that booth. What's it gonna be? Ugliness or something better? Same old reckless Ray garbage, or the fire and heart of Ravishing Ricky, bringing joy and hope to the people? What's it gonna be?